Hello everybody, this is Simeonski. Welcome to another Rec Room tutorial. In this one, I'm gonna explain to you one of the mechanics that I used in my games and also show you how you can build this mechanic into your game step by step. So this is the second part. We are testing out the new texture or camera feature, or how you ever might call it. It's called texture. And what we want to build this time, or what I want to build this time, is basically a POV screen that shows the POV of a random person in the room and also shows who this person is. So in the end, what will happen is we will have a screen and you will see the POV of one person. It will say the name, and I want to try to make it in a way that it changes like every 20 seconds, half minute, something like that. Let's say every 30 seconds it changes the POV to another random person, and yeah, you can have the screen and see what the person sees. So this is achieved in rooms 1.10. So you have to use the normal number 1 rooms, not rooms 2, and have beta content activated. And we will use some inventions for that. First I want to build, not inventions, of course, circuits. Texture quad is the screen. That's what we want to use as a screen. We'll put this here at the wall. So you see this is our screen, will be our screen. And as you've seen already in the last tutorial, I suggest you to watch that. We will set up the almost the same kind of camera thing, but this time it will be centered around our view. So this is super easy. We go back to the texture. And then we have the texture constant is what we need. That saves the texture. Then we will need the screen. We already have that. I think the other one we need was the camera, was not called texture, it was called camera. Camera. It was called camera? No, it was called image. Okay. Snap camera image. That's the one we want to use. And to set this up for ourselves, and it's quite easy. Actually, we want to have an event receiver here, and I will not connect this now. That will receive 30 Hertz. And once it's receiving this, it will snap the image from the camera, render it to this constant, texture constant, and then and I think this was again a texture circuit. Text, what was an image? Let's see, text, sure. And then we have the upload. Texture quad set, yeah. Texture quad set texture. And we will set basically this texture we just created to that frame over here. So this should already set the picture, but we need an input. So what do you want as an input for that? Simple, we want just type head And we actually want to have the player head position as a value for these two things here. Okay, that's a vector that's pointing somewhere. And then we will want to transfer this to the position data and also to the rotation data. So we will look for position first. Get the get position thing, extract the position from that vector, and then go to the rotation, and we will have the get rotation chip here, easy peasy. So then we connect the player head thing, bam. Oh, okay. We don't need to get position thing from that because it already says player head position. Okay. Let's see if we have direction for the head. Player head position, player head orientation would be the one. So we don't even need to transfer it because we have the position and orientation. And that should already do it, so we can save this step over here and just connect the position of the head to the position of the camera, position of the orientation to the camera rotation thing. And this should give us the view now of, this is of course it's rendered, this is local, so only you will be seeing this. So now what it's doing, you will be seeing your own head. Of course the screen is now always in the frame because it's basically tracking my own head. So what I see, I will see there again. So that's an easy way to make it, but that's not what we actually want. Actually want to go a little bit further here. We turn this off for now. Actually, what we want to do is to have a system that shows a different player's view every, let's say, every 20 seconds. We will keep this now just for the sake of easiness local. I will have another video after that will show how you can also show the same image in a screen like this for everyone in the room. But for now we will have this local. This means everyone sees somebody different on this screen, but it will change to the people every like 20 seconds. Okay, how do we achieve this? We can keep this thing over here for now as it is, but we want to do, what we want to do is to create a new event. Yep, we will create a new event and connect this afterwards. And this event will be this would be a player joined event. What this is doing is every time a player joins the room, it will send out an event from there. It will trigger the event, and that's why we will have to put something in between that, and that's if player is local chip. Let's see where it is. Local player, if player is local. This one, if player is local. And just check, basically check if the new player that enters is yourself. If it's another player than yourself, it will not trigger the event for you. So, and then we can actually go quite easy on that. We will continue with changing the camera basically to a different player every time, every 20 seconds. I cannot test this now because I'm alone in this room, but it should work. And then also we want to change the text, but that's super easy to do. So what we do is we use a delay for that. And a random from list. And then we have a chip that's getting all players. Just type players and get all players. That's a list. Basically, what we want to do is we want to run this chip. And let's say the first one will just appear after 20 seconds you're in, so it will not start right away, it will take the 20 seconds. You can also put the delay after the list chip, of course, then it will show something immediately. But I want to do it like this for now, because it's more obvious what will be happening. So what we will do is, we will have the 20 seconds delay after you entered. Then it chooses a random player from the list. This list. And then basically the thing already will work, because you can just connect this player value here to both the player things, and it will choose a random person from the list, put it in here and change it. And we can make a loop here. Loops sometimes stop, so this is not super safe, but it's the easiest way to do it, so I will do it like this now. And we can put the loop in here. So every 20 seconds it will basically take a new person from that list. If it's only 2 people or 3 people on the list, it might happen that it chooses the same person again. Of course, I'm alone here now, so it will always pick me because I'm the only one on the list. Just to make it a little bit more clear who is viewed, we can add the name underneath just with a normal text prompt. Oh, we have a 2D text 2D. That's cool. Let's use the text 2D for this now. Just put it underneath. No, I will not change a lot of that, and just make it a little bit bigger. Okay, put it under the screen. And this will just show the name of the player that's shown here. Let me find where's the... Okay, let's move it a little bit... it's up there. Okay. And this is also super easy. You basically use the string chip here. I think nowadays you can even connect it directly and it will automatically make a toString thing. Let's see. From that value I connect it here. Nope. Not here. Please, here. Okay, it will not do it automatically. It does it automatically in some cases, but you will have to add the toString thing here. Just take the player name, toString. Put that string and then just put that in between, so it will update name as well, and then rerun the thing. Yeah, that's it already. So it will connect the player name, it will update this, and then it will basically work. Let me trigger this now with a button, so I don't need to restart the room. But this will trigger basically when the player joins the room. Let's just test this now. I will run the camera. over here. What's up? It's wrong. Oh, yeah, of course it's not working because there's no input here, but it should start after 20 seconds once I push this and write my name there. Let's see. So now it doesn't have input, that's why it's giving me a bad signal here. But after 20 seconds it should get my name from the player list and start the thing. Let's see. 20 seconds can be a long time, as you see. Maybe I have to push it again because... Okay, it shows the name. Here you can see it. And it shows my first person view. So that's how you can make a POV screen to show the POV of people in your room. Thank you guys for watching. As always, like and subscribe the video if you liked it, or leave a comment. You can also leave comments on what you want to see more on this channel. So see you in the next video. Bye bye.